What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Columbus Wired Wednesday at the Woody. I'm Andy Evans.
Drew Sample.
And we've got a big one coming up this weekend.
Big one.
Drew.
First Big Ten game.
First Big Ten game. Not only that,
Night
it is
game.
on the road, and it is at night.
Night game.
Against the 3-1 Michigan State Spartans, who are coming off a bad loss.
It was a close game.
It was a close game,
but
a
loss within Boston. They went to to Bill O'Brien's new team.
Billy O.
Billy O, who's supposed to be our offensive coordinator for a whole 2 days.
Bill O'Brien, yeah, he spent I think 2 weeks here, and then
before his wife was like, "We're getting out of here."
Well, apparently, from what I hear, is he has a kid who's either special needs or he's actually he's got an illness of some sort. I don't know the full story, so don't take this verbatim. But there is something going on, I believe. Maybe his son or someone within his family that just going back home made more sense to them. But I could be completely off base. But nonetheless,
Ohio State doesn't have any resources for
definitely nothing like that here. But sometimes there's just nothing like being at home.
I like blaming his wife.
Why you got to go do that, dude? What's
funny.
wrong? Why do you not like her?
I don't know her.
Do you know? Well, then why are you making fun of her?
I'm not. I'm making fun of him.
why are you making fun of him? Why are you getting mad? We're completely off track. This train is complete. Is this what we got to talk about? We're going to talk about Bill O'Brien and his wife and his kid for the rest of this podcast.
Not at all.
I think we should.
We're going to talk about Michigan State.
Oh, is that what's going on? Yeah, Michigan State. So, Drew, apparently Buckeyes, 3.5-point favorites.
23.5.
Excuse me.
Favorites.
Yeah.
23.5.
23.5. I know. Why am I thinking 3.5?
It doesn't matter.
23.5.
Andy's never going to pick the spread. So far, he's missed one thing that we predict every week.
From the spread and the over-under.
Yeah. So he's missed one. He doesn't gamble. So say thank you to the Andy. But
if you do gamble, listen to me. Because I know what's going on over here.
So what? Okay, so it's a night game.
It is.
Michigan State lost a tough road game.
They did.
They're who else have they played besides Boston College?
I don't know. Don't ask me that question.
I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. But I think we should be pretty dominant. It is going to be tough. It's a nice test for us, but I think we should cover the spread. I am looking to see, maybe we'll stay in that base defense again. I mean, we'll see. Maybe we actually open up the defense this week because we didn't last week. But from my understanding, they have a pretty decent running attack or passing attack.
Michigan State?
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing with Michigan State that I like as far as what Ohio State might be able to do against them this weekend, and that is the fact that they are a little bit more of a passing attack, led by true sophomore Aiden Childs, who transferred in, and he's pretty good. Yeah, he's young, he's raw. Transferred in from Oregon State.
That was something Cody Simon said. He's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah,
and Oregon State has good quarterbacks. I mean,
Oregon
Cam Ward.
Yeah.
The guy who's there now is pretty good. I think that's the one thing about the Pac-12 that we always knew is no defense, plenty of exciting offense.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball. It's not working so well for the Pac-12 right now in the Big Ten. For the legacy teams, they're all the Big Ten.
Right.
Yeah, I think it should be another good test. I see Jim Knowles probably playing the similar defense that we played last week. Let's see what we can do to stop them, and then I see us running the ball a bunch and letting Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson.
Old Travion, yeah.
I see them continuing their little touchdown competition they're having. I think the big thing is defense needs to get some stops early on. And hopefully our kicker doesn't kick it out of bounds.
Well, we heard from Ryan Day today. We heard from Cody Simon. We heard from Josh Simmons, Donovan Jackson, Caden Curry, Travion, and Jeremiah Smith.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got to hear from a lot. Of course, once again, you can always catch them here on the Columbus Wired YouTube channel, Facebook account, or page, whatever, X account, all that stuff. But Ryan Day said that the one thing I'm completely off track. What were we talking about again?
We're talking about fielding. Jaden Fielding. I was making up his first name.
Yeah.
What is his first name?
Jaden.
Oh, okay, I got it right.
Yeah, you got it right. Look at that. On the money. Jaden Fielding. He said that it looks like he didn't say this 100%, but he basically made it sound like Austin Snyder is now going to be fielding the kickoffs from Jaden Fielding, and that Jaden will be there if need be. But it sounds like Austin Snyder, our boy from Groveport, Ohio, Groveport in the house, is going to be handling the kickoffs from here on out. So that's probably not field goals. That's still Jaden Fielding, but the kickoffs are going to be Austin Snyder, who coincidentally, probably not coincidentally, lost his black stripe this week, which means he's now officially a Buckeye, and that's probably why, because he's got to lose that black stripe first to officially become a Buckeye before he can get on the field and play. So
Cody Simon
probably going to see Austin Snyder out there.
Like how excited he is when he sees younger players lose their black stripes, and like what that means to him as like a senior captain and all that. So that's cool to hear.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You mentioned Jim Knowles' very bland, boring, vanilla-based defense. You didn't, but you may as well have said that.
I think it's fine. I think he's trying to challenge. He's trying to say, hey, you're all supposed to be.
I'm off base. I apologize. Hey, no I thought, given our prior discussions about Jim Knowles' defense up to this point, you've been kind of disappointed so far that we haven't seen the output of sacks and turnovers and things like that.
I think
you're okay.
The Buckeye Nation.
Okay.
I try to speak on behalf of the Buckeye Nation, and that's what they're saying. They're like, why aren't we blitzing?
But right now, you're not speaking on behalf, because I've seen a lot of people out there so far making comments. Correct me if I'm wrong, Buckeye Nation, but there have been some not everybody, but there have been some comments that, man, this is boring. I can't believe this. I'm okay with it so far, but I think what we could see this weekend is Jim Knowles turn it up a notch. He's not going to go to 11, right? He's not going to go to 11.
We're not playing max schools right now. We're not playing.
And it's a whole different beast. Yeah. And the thing is, though, if you look at Aiden Childs, he's good, but he is young. He is raw. He is still making mistakes. He does have almost 900 yards passing, which is near the top of the Big Ten leaderboard. But he's got 4 touchdowns against 7 interceptions. So he has a tendency to turn the ball over, and facing a defense like this that has yet to even, I think they're on like level 1 or 2. Yeah, I think we could see him turn it up to about 3, maybe 4 against Michigan State, maybe a 5, depending on how the game goes. But this could be a game where we see Ohio State break out a little bit more, turn up the heat, because once again, 4 sacks on the year, or 4 turnovers on the year, and a few sacks, but I don't think that this is quite yet what we want to see out of this Ohio State defense. But remember, it is a long season, so I think the reason that they've been very base, very bland, very boring and vanilla is because it's a long season and the level of competition hasn't been that great. But this weekend, I think we're going to see Knowles turn it up. I think we're going to see him turn it up.
I think so. I think also, too, we're getting established like who are guys that can come in and give guys rests on defense.
Sure.
Keep it all at a base level.
Sure.
Everybody just sticks to their basic job. Like, you defend this, you defend that.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. It's early in the season,
Yeah.
But
you're expecting
preseason.
It kind of is. Yeah. You're expecting, though, another prolific game on the ground, because the Buckeyes have been.
Why not?
They've been ratcheting it up.
If you have Travion Henderson and Judkins, why wouldn't you establish that run, and then you have 3 of the best wide receivers in the country?
Because of Michigan's 32 tackles for loss, which leads the Big Ten Conference
Michigan
right now.
State.
Did I say Michigan?
You did. Yeah.
Michigan State, because we don't say the smelly rodent's name.
We're going to let them run. I just say run it right at them, see how good they are.
Okay.
And then we
Fair
can
enough.
adjust. I think it's going to be fine. I think that OSU's taking every game seriously. I'd like to see him win. I'd like to see, Devin Brown come in, play again, take some more snaps.
I think every game, Buckeye Nation, we'd all love to see
Julian Sayin.
Yeah, we will, of course. Yeah, everybody wants to see Julian Sayin. But I think at least we would love to see the starters, get off the field as early as possible, seriously, and get those younger guys in to get experience and to give the older, more experienced, your starters, a blow so that they can remain fresh as the season wears on. Because once again, as we just said here, as we've said before, it's going to be a long season.
Give them a blow?
Give them a blow.
Okay.
You've never heard that term before?
Heard that term.
Yeah, man, when they come off the field, you know. Drew, this is a family podcast, all right?
I mean, I was just saying.
What is this guy thinking?
I'm not. I was just asking a question.
This is why I love having this guy on, folks. You know what? Okay, so 23.5-point favorites. Over under is
52.5, I think.
Okay, we'll say 23-point favorite right now, and a over under of 52.
I think it was 52.5. It was 23.5 and then 52.5. So
okay, all right, 23.5, 52.5. Your prediction?
I think we hit the over. We cover the spread.
Okay, what's your final score? What's your final score? Who's your player of the game?
Oh, player of the game. No. I'm gonna say 44. Say 45 to 10.
Okay.
45 to 10. Player of the game, I'm going to say is going to be a defensive player. I don't know who. I'd say some defensive back because they're going to make picks and get takeaways. But you said a player, not a group of players.
No.
So let's go with.
No.
I think Let's see. Carnell Tate, man. He's had a relatively quiet season. Marvin
Interesting that you're picking a receiver, even though you think they're going to run the ball quite well.
Because, if they run the ball well, it's going to open it up.
Okay. Okay. So you said 45 to 10?
45 to 10.
Is that what you just said? Okay,
yeah.
45 to 10. Yes. Once again, not going to say that they're going to beat the spread. I tell you what, but playing Michigan State in East Lansing. Now, the last time they played there was 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, did they play there last year? Yeah, they played there. Yeah, they played. No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2022. And I think I cannot remember that score, but yeah.
CJ Stroud.
That was still CJ. Yeah. Now I know they beat the ever-living snot out of them down here last year. They had Travion was done by the half. But
it's a new coaching staff.
It is. They have a relatively new staff, new coaches, some new players. Aiden Childs, as we just mentioned. They do have somewhat of a two-headed monster in the backfield. In Nate Carter, and I think his name is K-Ron something Smith, something or other. I should know that, but it's a hyphenated name. Anyways, I am going with 31 to 13.
31-13, all right.
31-13, Ohio State, which means that they do not beat the spread. And they don't beat the over. So 31-13. We always seem to kind of have a little bit of a weird time with Michigan State up there. Not all the time.
Night games?
In night games, actually, it seems to be more day games than I'd say night games. But, regardless, it gets a little weird. But 31-13, Buckeyes do win. I'm going to say my player of the game is going to be, I think this could be the first game where we see Will Howard getting a little bit of trouble. Because, once again, Michigan State leads the conference, 15 sacks. Now, we haven't seen Ohio State give up, really, any sacks except for one, and that was this past weekend. One turnover this past weekend.
Yeah.
So, but I think that this Michigan State defense could give Will Howard some fits. It's going to be interesting. So, to your point, though, I would love to see Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate's kind of the forgotten guy, even though...
Last year he was hyped big.
No, I know. But Jeremiah Smith has come in and he's taken all the glory from even Emeka Ibuka. But don't sleep on Carnell Tate nor Mech, obviously, either. But I could see this actually being a big rushing game. I don't know about 280 yards kind of big like they did against Marshall last weekend, but I could see Quinshawn and Trey running for about $175 and 3 touchdowns. Tack on a field goal with at least one passing touchdown in the game. There's your 31 points.
Any
And
takeaways for the defense?
well, and there you go. And so with Michigan State's offense kind of being as bad as they are and liking to throw, if Ohio State can dial up the pressure, and you know what, now that I'm sitting here thinking, you've got me rethinking. 31-13. I'm still going 31 points for Ohio State, but 13 points I think for Michigan State is a little rich. I'm going to bring that down to 7. I'm going to go 31-7, but that's still actually, if it's a 23.5-point favorite, guess what, folks? That means for the first time this season, I'm picking Ohio State to beat the damn spread, but not the over/under. Still not the, so 31-7.
They cover the spread and then the under.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So there you go. Anything else, sir?
That's it. So you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Drew Sample. This is at Andy is Wired.
Andy's Wired. He always says Andy is Wired. It's just ANDYS Wired.
I just type in Andy and it pops him up.
Andy's Wired. Yeah, slash us on the X.
Slash us on the X.
Slash us on the X at Columbus_Wired.
Share the show with your friends.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yep. So there you go, folks. Hey, Buckeye Nation, enjoy the game. Hopefully come about 10:30, 11 o'clock Saturday night. We're all celebrating a big win over those bums, the junior bums of the state.
Yeah.
Not the big bums, the junior bums.
Hopefully we treat them worse than Western Michigan.
Well, yeah. I would love to. I mean, who wouldn't love to see them win like 63-0 instead of 56-0?
Great.
That'd be awesome. So, hey, folks, until the next time, everybody take care. Talk to you on down the road.